Welcome to Connect Canyons, a podcast sponsored by Canyon School District. This is a show about what we teach, how we teach, and why. We get up close and personal with some of the people who make our schools great. Students, teachers, principals, parents, and more. We meet national experts too. Learning is about making connections. So connect with us.
Welcome to Connect Canyons. Today we are thrilled to have two special guests with us, Everett Perry from HR and Denise Haycock from the Canyons Education Foundation. We have some exciting news to share about a brand new scholarship program for our teachers. Let's start with Everett, who will tell us about our ACE Scholarship, which stands for Aspiring Canyons Educators.
Looking at alternatives of how to find good teachers. And it's tricky because we're in a teacher shortage across the nation, specifically in special ed as well. So we were meeting and doing brainstorming, and this idea came up to say, why don't we create a scholarship to help pay for students to become teachers and to pay for staff to become teachers, staff that aren't already teachers. So we came up with the idea of let's put this together and find a way that employees can fund it, because money's always the challenge to find donors and sponsors. But our employees do want to build up their own profession and build up their replacements. So we came up with an idea is employees can donate in to a foundation fund. They would put it through a paycheck, goes auto-deduct, and by doing so, we have a fund building up that we can build a trust in and do scholarships to help not only employees, but also our alumni and graduating students.
So this is open to not just employees, but alumni and graduating students.
We're going to get the new seniors in high school that are anxious to become teachers, or those that have graduated from one of our high schools that want to become a teacher. They come back and would apply through the foundation to get a scholarship, and we can help fund partial or full ride type scholarships.
So Denise, real quick, I think sometimes people forget about the Canyons Education Foundation. So just remind us, what does the Canyon Education Foundation do?
So we're the fundraising arm for Canyon School District. So we go out and try and get donations to give back to our students and teachers in a variety of ways, helping anything from students in need with clothing, food, school supplies, to providing innovation grants for classrooms, teacher awards, and scholarships. So scholarships are one thing that we're already doing, and we're doing it well. And that's why we're partnering on this project, because we've already got everything in place to take applications. We know how to do the funding. So it's kind of a natural fit for the foundation to be involved.
What I love about this is you'll see the hashtag We Are Canyons, and this fits right into our motto and our feel of Canyons, that we're here to support you and we want to build you up. And so tell us a little bit more about what the requirements will be to apply for this.
So there's going to be two different sets of criteria for this. One is going to be for employees, and one is going to be for students and alumni that are part of that. So I'll go through the basic employee side of it. Minimum eligibility is that an employee will have to have worked for us for 1 year. So they had to put some time in. A minimum, we actually put hours in, 630 hours in the last 12 months. So it gives us a minimum engagement of someone who's been bought into Canyons, right? They're part of the Canyons family. And then in the end, it'll be determined based on full or part-time study. It's how much time they're actually putting in is what that scholarship will look like. Application process is pretty simple. We're going to put that out. It'll probably come out in January. They would apply for the position to go into the scholarship. They're going to have to write why they want to be a teacher, why they want to be in special ed or a teacher. Yes, they will get preference if they're going into special ed, because that's one of our biggest lacking areas. But then when they do that, they put in letters of recommendation from their supervisor. They put in the recommendation of their essay, their piece of it, and get that submitted. And then the committee will go back and do the selection process based on a variety of criteria, and then they will issue those out probably in the spring. So that's the employee.
Okay.
Student side, it's very similar. In the student side, we basically do the same kind of thing. They have to be obviously either a current senior or a graduate from a Canyon School District school. They have to be enrolled in a university education prep program or going to be enrolled in a university prep program. There are some universities who will enroll from day one, that they're in the prep program going through to get their license. And there's others that have to wait till they've done all their criteria for the first 2 years and then enroll. So either way, but they would do that. An overall GPA of 2.0. We didn't want to put it so high that there's kids that will be a 4.0 and Sterling Scholar. They're getting all kinds of scholarships. A lot of the kids who could be potentially really amazing teachers could fit into that. So we wanted to drop the criteria to give them an opportunity that they normally probably wouldn't get. And they can be amazing teachers, especially once they find their passion We see kids that go from a 2.0 to a 4.0 in college because they found something they really believe in. We don't want to exclude those kids. We want to make sure that those students have the opportunities, and this could be their avenue to become really future teachers to help spark other kids to grow and learn. It'll be similar. They'd have to turn it in by March 1 for their application. They'll have, again, another essay they'll have to write. They will have to show proof of enrollment, whether they were one of our students that are in Skyward. And then they do have to go through an accredited college. It has to go through a program. So it'd have to be in an enrolled program that we recognize as a teacher. And once they're in, they can reapply not only for the year they get, but if they do that, they can come back and apply for additional years as they complete their degree. We do require that they do their student teaching with us. So we do want to make sure they're coming back to see the Canyons way and to provide that. And as they go through, they do have to provide receipts, tuition. They have to show their actual grades that they're progressing, or the scholarship can be cut off.
Show me the money. How much money are we talking?
How much are people willing to give? And we're hoping at a minimum we can ask people to donate $2 a paycheck, so $4 a month to give back. And if we get enough people doing that, that will give us a good start. But there's people out there who will want to do more, who may say, I can give $10 a paycheck. And you can also just give to the foundation if you ever want to just support this and give a one-time donation. But we're trying to make it easy for people, something that doesn't hurt, but really a lot of people with a small amount makes a huge impact.
So for the one-time donation, would they just go to the foundation's website, and will there be information that will come out on that? Or
Yes. That will be part of our campaign that we're pushing out. We'll have it on the webpage for HR as well as the webpage for the foundation, letting people know how to go about if they want to be part of this program.
And it'll go out in the marketing material as well. So in I Know, it will go out in different promotional pieces that we're going to be providing as well. So they'll get the information that way. Our estimates are that if we can even get half of our employees to do $2 a month, or $2 a paycheck, if we can get half our employees, we'll have a fund of $100,000 a year.
So basically, if you give up your soda or your liquid poison of choice, your coffee,
right,
you could help somebody.
And then we'll take that money and we'll put it in an endowment fund, which will grow and earn interest, and so we can always use the interest. The other thing that the foundation will do is we'll look for donors. When they see that employees are willing to give back, I can say, are you willing to match? So I can go out to donors and say, would you be willing to match up to $100,000 or up to $50,000 if our employees are looking to also support the teacher shortage?
Here's one question that I have that's kind of an off-the-wall one. I could see that as an employee, sometimes you wouldn't want to really announce that you're leaving your job. Like you would be a little bit concerned to say I'm in a position as an admin assistant and I'm all of a sudden looking for a scholarship as a teacher. What would you say to a person like that?
Well, the standard for Canyon School District is we want to move people up, right? We want to always have an opportunity for succession planning. So I'm not going to deny an employee, and I'll speak for myself. I mean, I've been through 7 assistants in 14 years because all of them have been promoted. My job is to make sure people are getting promoted, and that doesn't necessarily mean within the rank they're in. It may mean they have to go back to school to do it. So if we can find an avenue for people who don't earn enough money to do a living just because they're working part-time, but want to do something back to give to their community and earn a good living, because I know our teachers are starting at $59,000, this is an avenue that we support, right? Yeah. So I'm not going to discredit anybody who says, you know what, I want to, cut back on my job so I can go full-time to school. Great. Let's find a way. This is a good tool.
You're really looking at those paraeducators and those teaching assistants that they have a love and a passion for education already. Maybe they just need a little boost to take it to that next level and become a full teacher. This might just be what they're needing.
And another example is teachers. We have elementary and secondary teachers who want to go back and become special education teachers. So it can apply to a teacher as well. They have their primary license, but they want to go back and get the endorsement piece for special education. We can also fund that. So we will help fund to help them get that special education endorsement, which we need so desperately.
Is there anything else that people would need to know about the scholarship that you'd want them to know?
Well, let's go through the basics. So the way it's going to structure is that we'll get the campaign going now. That'll start to go out, and people will get the information that it's coming. And that's already started. Once that information gets out, an email will be coming out to the employees in August. It's similar to the email that we do with Sick Bank. So you'll receive an email that says, this is a scholarship opportunity. Here's what's happening. Here are the criteria that takes so that you can go into that process, whether it applies to you or not. But if you will support it, you click on the email. It will take you to a link to a software we've already got in place that will say, how much do you want to deduct from your paycheck? You put that amount in, you hit enter, you hit submit, electronic signature, and at that point it goes to payroll. It will auto-deduct, and it will automatically go right into the foundation's directory for their account so they can manage that fund. So it's going to be a very simple process. It will be an email they'll need to watch for, and when it comes in, they have to click it and say, yes, I want to deduct. And then they can choose however much they want to do. That can be changed. It's annual, so every year you can change. If someone quits, obviously it will stop, but at that point it's annual enrollment for that process.
That's a simple process for karma coupons.
We need good teachers, and it's a great profession, and the money's there now. So it's all kind of just come together this year, and we're really excited about running this campaign.
Perfect. I think it's such an exciting thing because I know all the Canyons employees, and I know it's a crop of people that truly love kids and education. So it's a perfect place to have this scholarship and this opportunity. It's a perfect time to take that leap of faith because it takes some courage to make a change, but why not now? Why not when you get a chance like this? Because this only comes along a few times in your life when you get something like this.
So right now we do have a teacher shortage. We have a special education and general education teacher shortage. But in the past, we've had shortages on speech and language pathologists, audiologists. We've had issues with school psychologists, social workers, even in our IT fields. So over time, this will evolve, that it can also pick up some additional fields when we have shortages of areas we can't find people. Then scholarships will open up for those areas as well. But right now, it's teachers and special education teachers.
Whether you're a current employee, alumnus, or someone passionate about education, every contribution counts and makes a significant impact. We are excited about this program and the positive impact it will have on our community. With your help, we can foster a new generation of dedicated educators who will shape the lives of countless students for years to come. So keep an eye out for those emails and let's come together to make a real difference in education. Thank you for tuning in to Connect Canyons. Until next time.
Thanks for listening to this episode of Connect Canyons. Connect with us on Twitter, Facebook, or Instagram at Canyons District, or on our website, canyonsdistrict.org.